If you have read the Bible, you have heard the name Herod. Herod was born around 73 BC in Idumea, south of Judea. His people had been forced to adopt Judaism generations earlier under John Hyrcanus I, so many Jews still saw him as an outsider. That insecurity stayed with him. He spent his life trying to prove he belonged and deserved the throne. Herod rose fast in politics because his father, Antipater, had strong ties to Rome. Rome made him governor of Galilee, and he did what Rome wanted. He collected taxes, he crushed bandit groups. Rome liked the results, and Herod learned that power came from keeping Rome pleased. Everything changed in 40 BC. A Hasmonean from the old Jewish royal family that once ruled Judea took Jerusalem with help from the Parthians, a powerful empire east of Rome that was fighting Rome for control of the region. Rome did not want a Parthian-backed king running Judea, so Herod fled to Rome, promised loyalty, and the Senate named him King of Judea so he could take the area back for Rome. But a title is not a throne. In 37 BC, with Roman troops behind him, Herod captured Jerusalem. He married Mariamne, a Hasmonean princess, because he wanted people to see him as legitimate. And once he had power, he guarded it hard. He cut down rivals quickly. Sometimes the only evidence was suspicion. He also had to survive Rome's civil war. He backed Mark Antony in his fight for control of Rome. When Antony lost to Octavian at Actium in 31 BC, Herod switched sides, met Octavian, later called Augustus, pledged loyalty, and kept his crown. He also built non-stop. He expanded the temple platform in Jerusalem. The Western Wall comes from that project. He built Caesarea and its harbor. He rebuilt Samaria as Sebaste. He developed fortresses like Masada and Herodium because he wanted a way out if everything collapsed. He enlarged the temple, but he ruled in fear. As Rome's client king, he taxed heavily, enforced order, and crushed dissent fast to protect his power. His personal life was brutal. He executed his wife, Mariamne, after accusations of adultery and plotting against him. He later executed 3 sons. Alexander and Aristobulus were killed for suspected treason. Antipater was killed after he was convicted of plotting to poison him. Matthew also says Herod ordered the killing of the boys in Bethlehem. We do not have an independent record of that event in other surviving sources, but that silence does not prove it never happened. And given what we know about Herod's paranoia and brutality, the motive fits. Herod died in Jericho after a painful illness. Josephus, a Jewish historian writing in the 1st century, recorded his final days and said he was buried at Herodium. After Herod died, Caesar Augustus approved dividing his kingdom among Herod's sons. One of those sons was Herod Antipas. He later ordered John the Baptist's execution and questioned Jesus before the crucifixion. Herod matters because he shaped the world Jesus was born into. His building projects shaped the skyline and the economy. His fear shaped the politics. And his life shows what happens when holding on to power becomes your god.